Hey, this Randy at Mountain Air Farm. Alright, we got a part in for our sawmill, something I've been waiting on for a while, I've needed. But it's a bed extension, we're gonna open it up, put her together.
Now this had to be shipped in, one box.
Yeah, they shipped it. And then they called and said, can we deliver in a semi? And it's like, no.
Yeah, we're not in an area you can get some semis very easily. So we actually had to go pick it up, and we paid shipping.
It was almost as much as a bed extension.
Yeah, it's almost as much as the bed extension, but yeah, but if you look at driving, the closest WoodMizer store or company is 5 hours, 6 hours away. So if you look at taking a day off and driving there and driving back and the fuel, might as well just pay the shipping and go on.
Yep.
Now this bed extension is going to allow him to cut longer boards.
Yeah, I can cut up 16-foot, 5-inch logs.
Yeah.
This way instead of 12-foot 5. I'll just add just a little bit more that we can do.
Well, and we're seeing with some of our projects and some of his work that that needing that extra 4 foot makes a big difference. And he ain't gonna be able to do the full amount.
Well,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, may have to remove your cross members.
We have to rearrange some stuff to do it.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, I'm going to do is I'm going to just set the camera down. We've got it on a tripod this morning. And that way y'all could see him assemble it, how he's working with it. And this may be a little bit lengthy video simply because it's a little bit time consuming.
Yeah.
But if you've got a WoodMizer and you're looking at doing a bed extension, he does it right. So he don't take any shortcuts. So,
I've got to take that off because that's my stop.
right.
For a sawmill, when it runs out all the way, stop it from sliding off. You probably need to back that up somewhere
Well,
because it'll be
how about on that end?
way too close. Well, the sun's right there.
Trying to do it without being in all this sawdust.
Sometimes you gotta get sawdust on it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta get dirty. Y'all know we don't have a film crew. It's just me. Okay. What do you need, dear?
Well, I'm just seeing what size it is. I think it's 15. May not be though.
Do you need your toolbox?
Nope, it's 15.
Okay.
I remembered. That was over a year ago.
Now explain what you're doing on each step, dear.
Well, this is just a log, the rail stop for when you put your run your sawmill all the way down, so it don't go off the end of your rail. If you didn't have that there, it would just run off on the ground.
So that's the rail.
And that's not strong enough to break it loose.
That's not good.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna have to He-Man it. got a lot of comments on that black coyote. We appreciate every comment. We've tried to respond back to them soon as within the hour of them responding, depending on when they respond. But it's been very interesting. I know over in West Virginia, I think it was in 2019, they had to do a big coyote hunt because the population, it was getting so bad. And I think they said over, over 3 days or 4 days, they got like 150 coyotes. And of those 150 coyotes, there was only 3 that was a black coyote. So they're, they're out there. They're just, and it's not that it's a mutation, it's just a rarity of that breed.
It's kind of like bobtail cats and stuff.
Yeah, like a bobtailed cat or whatever. So,
It's just a gene in them.
yeah. Yeah, and people, I had one person asked, well, couldn't your horse defend itself? Well, this horse is very old. She's crippled. When she lays down, it takes her a little while to get back up. And, I'm sure she could have easily defended herself if she was standing. But she was laying down. And, you just... we've got a lot of money invested in our horses, and I don't want to see anything happen to any animal. But when it's our horses, they're like family. And Randy was very loud going out that morning. He was, it wasn't like he was sneaking up on them, by no means. He actually saw one when he went out to put something in the trash that morning, but he saw them then, and he said he was very loud, and that coyote was kind of dead scent, intent.
Horse.
Yeah. So, but we do appreciate your comments. Now, explain what you're doing, dear, because you're maybe a little bit off camera. And I'm not going to mess with the camera again. It's set up.
I'm just getting my bolts, make sure I'm getting the right bolts, the right length, because I can go for my other, what I've already set up. I can go from them and make sure that got it right.
Yeah, he's over here just opening packages. Now, what are those that you're working with?
That's just, when I get this lined up, that's just going to hold the bed rails together. I don't know what
They're just connectors.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called.
So, basically, he's working with these, and they're just connectors. This will be one side, this will be the other side. This is what we have already, this will be the new side.
Yep. Let's see what I need to get ready to go.
Don't you need the other things?
Hmm?
Like this has 2 rails.
Let's keep it from jumping off.
Okay.
It'll bolt onto that after you get it going. I've still got my rails to go in between and everything. Just seeing where everything lines up. I can get these connected.
We got another beautiful morning here in East Tennessee.
Sure don't seem like the start of winter. Well, I guess it's still just fall.
Yeah, I start to say it's fall. It's not the start
Here,
of winter.
come here and hold these boats. Make yourself useful.
You're funny.
And I always stick everything together and then tighten everything down after. Because if you tighten it down too soon, it'll be off. That's going to be one of them. Buddy of mine fusses at me all the time. He said, "You ruin a knife." I use a knife for a
Everything.
screwdriver, a knife. I know you're not supposed to.
He uses them for everything.
Let's see here.
I think all of the bolts that hold it are all the same size, ain't they?
Pretty much. Yeah, there's some shorter ones, so I'm sure them will go somewhere. Only two shorter ones, so I'm sure they go on something. I'm not sure what.
As you know, he don't read instructions.
Well, we don't have instructions. I could pull out my WoodMizer book. It's still in there. I've still got my WoodMizer.
Yeah.
But I've got something to go off of, so I know I'm going to be pretty much right.
Chicken, if you knock down my camera.
All right, come over here.
Stupid chicken.
It's going to go right to them two holes.
Right. I could just sit down. Give me one.
Look at your holes over there.
I am. Well, I need another. Oh. I am not, but I do know righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I've learned that years ago. I do know how to tighten. You'll have to finish it.
Huh?
You'll have to finish it.
Well, if they go to that, it's got them nylon in it, so
It'll tighten up on its own.
it won't loosen up.
Right. You need to flip that.
No.
No? Oh. Okay.
Snug these down.
Well, you still have to put your
I know,
other stuff on.
but that'll pull the rail together
Right.
where it needs to be. You're right, Bonnie.
Okay. Got the socket over there.
Yeah, I don't need that. I can't get to the nuts.
So explain why you're.
I'm just tightening these down just to connect these two together so it make it more rigid.
Okay, because you had said a little while ago you usually don't tighten until you're ready.
Until I get to this point. And I always go back and tighten them by hand. I'm not tightening up my joint because I've got to move it up and down.
Okay.
But this connects the rail together.
So basically you're tightening up the 2 points that pull the rails together and keep them even.
And if you're ordering any of the sawmill, that's like when I ordered this one. He said, you want to go ahead and buy the bed extension because it won't be any shipping on it. He even told me, he said the shipping would be high, just a bed extension. And I should have listened to him and just, and then if I'd have bought it a year ago, it would have probably been
Cheaper.
But I thought, well, a year ago when I bought it, it was only going to be doing my stuff, not building stuff for people, and now it's turned into
More.
building stuff for people. So.
Well, hindsight's 20/20.
Yep.
You never know.
Nope.
Okay, what's next?
I don't know. No, I do know. Come here and lift up on that just a little bit.
Where?
Down there. No, over here in the middle.
Oh.
Go around. In the middle. In the middle. In the middle.
I am
In
in
the middle. Alright.
Well, over there is a whole
Well.
lot different.
I don't know whether it's just her or any woman in general. If I'm saying go over there, she turns her head and goes that way. So I've learned over the years, if I want her to go over there, I point over here and she goes over there.
Oh, shut up.
It's just, I don't know whether it's just women or what.
Probably over 39 years of dealing with you. That's why.
Probably, but. Alright. Well, I know that's not level together.
No. It's got to come up.
So, we may put some spacers underneath it and tighten this up and get it up fairly level, and then we'll go in and we'll get it spot on level with our
Right.
cutter.
That's almost got it. Pull it back to you.
Almost.
Now check it.
A little bit high, but we can work with that. That way I can put these together and get everything where I want it running flush. And this may not be the correct way to do this.
Well, it's the way that you see it goes together.
This is how I do it.
Now, the big post that it's running on is true and square.
Yeah, somewhat. I've got, you can tell over here it's almost setting on the base. And over there I've got spacers.
Spacers.
I mean, it was close and then it settled. Because I put the system in long before that. Got everything on here, and then it sat here for so long that my poplar rail started bowing a little bit. So I kept waiting on my sawmill, so I got me a big oak log and put boards on there and just set that oak log on there, and it held everything down. But it's fairly true. You got to shim here and there. But it's
Well, now, if you was doing this from the beginning, would you had put it on pressure treated? Would it have not warped?
oh, it will, no. If you look at some of this pressure treating nowadays, a friend of mine's building a barn, and the poles are straight as be, put the poles in, and you look down there and them pressure treated, they look like a dog's leg. Pressure treated is so wet when they treat them, it just gets way too wet. And they got that moisture in them when they dry out. It's kind of like wet wood just standing there with nothing on it. Yep, I'm probably going to have to move my X's over here.
Yeah. Well, you can move them to the outside.
It'd be really close, but
You're
when I
inside.
set my post down, it's going to be really close too.
Right.
That fairly tight.
How off is it? Fraction?
Yeah. It's tight enough to tighten them up and put the keepers in it.
Okay. Now these are, what are you putting in now? just the keepers for those. Those holds those connections together.
Mm-hmm.
So where both of those two rails meet, you have that large black, I ain't sure what they're called, but they connect from one side, and then these two pull those two together, correct?
Correct.
I'm sure there's technical names for everything.
I'm sure they are too.
That needs to go flat.
Yeah, well, I tighten these down.
There.
That'll get everything. I just ran them down there just a little bit. Give me a wrench off that other end.
I know. I thought maybe you would need it. Our chickens are downright funny. They love to come over and see what you're doing, regardless of where you're at. I think we have all of our chickens down here in the woods right now.
Well, they feel safe
But they can come out here.
with everybody around.
Yeah.
They know we ain't gonna let no coyote, or the dogs ain't gonna let no coyote get a hold of them while we're out here.
And move your level.
Hmm?
Move your level, dear. So that little black U-shape attachment, show them where it's going, dear. That makes more
They
sense.
really can't see it. It just goes in behind here.
So it's going behind there, and it comes out. Those two little arms come out
It just
right
pulls
here.
the deck together. So it'll be snug together. And after you get everything tightened up,
Well, once you get everything tightened up, your rails will run smooth.
Yeah. I need a crowbar from up there at the house.
Well, how about this?
We got them made up tight. Snug.
Okay. You should have one more stop bar for
Huh? Well,
the
that
channels.
connects that together.
Okay.
That seam together. I mean, you can pick the camera up over here and show them.
Okay.
We've mated them together. So this goes in between them. And you'll tighten it down, and then that just holds it together better. It kind of locks everything together, and you're putting a 45 in it for a brace.
Right.
But
So this was this little piece, this U, and those little arms that came through here. And this pulls everything together.
yep.
Now he's going to do this little 45 brace.
I mean, I've seen them some. They'll have these on the outside and this on the inside. I went by WoodMizer how they said to set it up. That's how I done it. I don't know whether it's the right way
Well,
or the wrong way.
I'm sure WoodMizer spent a lot of money with engineers and developers to say build it this way or assemble it this way. You know, that's,
Push that one back.
yeah. Oops, I about dropped my camera.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got a whole team of engineers that lines all this stuff up.
Yeah. So it's, you know, and I'm sure other sawmill companies do a different way.
Yep. Give me at 15 and that impact. That 15 wrench. But this is just how I do it.
Well, we feel like,
And that don't mean it's the right way.
you know, we're going by what was showed to us.
Oh, you can feel it pull that rail over straight. Just putting it on there.
So,
Let's. What do you say, Clyde?
that's funny.
What do you say, Bonnie? Probably a bird.
Yeah,
I know.
okay.
Not a camera person.
I know.
A good camera person would follow you around.
Yeah.
A good helper to have all this stuff right here with you at all times.
I guess I'm not neither.
Huh.
Probably on the last one. It's every other one.
Blew all these leaves up yesterday, and the chickens are over there scratching it back out into the. No, I'll put it on this one.
Yeah, that's on that.
It ain't gonna be going that far.
Well, you just have them every other one. That's. Oh, you could put it on that one.
Hmm?
You could put it on this one. You want. They're on all of them.
Yeah, I know. But this way it'll catch the end of the log down here.
Okay.
I'm putting it. I've gotten a long one that way to catch the end of the log. I think we probably needed to do, and I didn't even think about it.
What are some more stops?
Log dog.
Oh.
Because that way I could tighten the log down in 2 different places.
Well, that's something we can order, and it wouldn't be shipped by freight. It could be shipped by UPS and
Oh yeah.
or FedEx and or
Yeah.
postal. Not a big trucking company. And what he just put on was were these little here.
Where to hold your log.
Yeah. Where one of these things goes slide in and hold your logs. Should have ordered 1 or 2 more of these. Level still?
Well, I ain't checking the level right now.
Oh, you're
See
checking.
how straight the
straight.
racks are together. They look straight.
Kind of like putting a train track together. You straight?
Yep. Straight enough. How's that? Well, I've got these in there. Yeah. You can put that rail on there, and then I'm going to slide that down just to make sure.
Right.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4. See, the other people say they've shorted them at WoodMizer, but I had extra bolts, so that's probably where they shorted somebody else. But
Well, the only thing is you always have extra bolts on everything you do. Whether if it's,
you're saying I forget where bolts?
yes, whether if it's repairing a motor or fixing something or building something, you sometimes have extra bolts left over.
spare parts.
Spare parts. Yep, that's what you have.
Yeah.
Now, if you're
Well,
putting this rail on, are you still going to be able to get to your anchor bolts? Put in your anchor bolts.
Nope.
No.
What? No. No, I won't.
So you
Well,
need to put in your anchor bolts.
I need to put in my anchor bolts. Glad I thought of that.
Set them down.
Yeah, don't want to lose them.
Well, set them right up here.
You lose them and then you blame it on WoodMizer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to slide that down through there anyhow. Just
How many anchor bolts do you need? Okay, and what he's doing next, he'll be anchoring down.
I'll be putting 4 on each side.
Okay, but he'll be anchoring down this bar here to the base. And he
Yeah, you got to put spacers. And,
he went to the hardware store, bought lag bolts.
yeah.
We have big old washers, nuts, you name it. Big old lag bolts.
That's something in the camera.
And he's going to knock my camera over, people. All he's doing is making sure it is rolling good.
Baby. We're almost, we can make it to the end.
Okay.
Well, I'm just,
Making sure it rolls
there's a
smoothly.
little transition there, but that one has paint on it.
Right.
And the other one I wore down so much. I think once we get everything level.
Cool.
Or it would just go to there.
Could you take some rough sandpaper and rough up that top rail?
Good, but it'll be roughed up on its own just here in
Just a
as soon
little
as I
bit.
run a few things through it.
Okay, your lag bolts are over here on this one side.
All right, let me start over here.
I apologize, people. Trying to set my camera back up.
One of these days, we'll be able to afford to get us a drone and some more cameras.
One of these
But
days.
that ain't here now.
Yeah.
It's actually pitched just a little bit.
Now, what do you mean by pitch?
Pitch quite a bit.
Get out.
Not level, side to side. Maybe something more. Side built.
Can you make an adjustment right now?
I can, but I'd have to level up. I'd have to go all the way back to here. Take off all them rails. It's level right there.
Well, is it going to make a difference when you're sewing?
Somewhat. Yeah, I mean, that would make a Different than a lot right there.
Well, darling, what's your dilemma?
Well, this side's basically setting flush on there, so I'll have to go in over on that side. Raise it up where it's level.
Could you take just loosen up those, or take the legs?
Yeah.
And then
Put
put
another
spacers?
spacer.
Okay. So basically, while you're adding your bed extension, you're having to do a full adjustment.
Yeah, just go over it, make sure everything's level.
Okay.
I mean, it's been cut pretty.
Right.
I hate to mess with it. But she ain't level. And we got about a 1/4 inch right there. Do that. I'll have to. My head's level, so I'll have to level it up. When I level that up, because that'll kick my head off. But while we're here and doing it, we might as well
Well,
do it.
if you're going to do it right.
Yep.
And you've not noticed it because this, what, first section has been level? This very
Well, the
first
very back, I always check it back there at the back, but it's got off
in the
over
middle.
a year, just coming down on this one side. I hope I've got enough spacers
Okay.
to space it up where it needs to be.
So basically, it's level at the front and level at the back, but over the past year,
Yeah, it's just kind of settled on
it's
this
settled. The board is settled, or the logs.
Something. Which, you got to think about it. I've been laying some big oak logs on there and stuff, so
Right.
it's gonna.
Well, and I believe aren't you supposed to every?
You're supposed to check it. I hadn't checked it. I always check it back there at the back, but I hadn't checked it there in a while.
Right.
I'm gonna blow that sawdust off of there.
So basically, you can loosen those bottom rails.
Well, I'll have to take that whole one reel off so I can get to the legs, pull the lag bolts up, and then put
Little spacers.
little spacers in there.
Okay. And then level it back up.
Yeah.
Well, people, this is I know
Yeah,
we're
it's gonna be a longer video.
it's gonna be a longer video.
We'll do it in a couple of parts. We'll tune back in here in a little bit when we start doing that, because I've got some disassembling to get to that point,
Right.
and then we'll tune back in, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, because it's got a little bit more to go. So this is going to be part 1, adding that extension, and that pretty much looks great. But as you know, as he looked at the rest of them, about right there in the center, about right where that's sitting at, it's a little bit off. And
Yeah.
so while he is right here, he's working on it, he's got all of his tools, he's going to go ahead and make that change. Now show them on the level what you're looking at, the difference.
Oh.
Hold it up by the level there, because by the camera you can't see it.
Now, by the level, you need to come up to there. So you're looking probably a 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch difference. So right here in that center, it's sagged
Well,
down.
Basically from right back there all the way to there.
Right.
The new bed extent, I haven't measured it or leveled it. It's dead on.
All right, so the back, what he just added, is dead on. The front is dead on. It's right here in that very center.
Yeah.
So what he's going to
And
do...
that's where I put the logs all the time.
Yeah.
And and a lot of times if you don't set them down easy, they'll flip back and hit right there, and that's probably just over time.
Over time, those huge logs just wearing it down. So he's going to take this rail off, this part off, and he's going to put little extensions underneath here to raise it up, get it level. So it's going to be a little bit more time consuming. Was hoping to do all this in one video. I do apologize. But there again, it's part of the maintenance. You got to do your maintenance. So we'll check back on part 2 of this, and we'll let you know how it goes. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, we love your comments and suggestions. And as always, remember, we love you. God loves you. Y'all have a blessed day. Get that.
Huh. All right, our camera froze up.